Right now, wherever you are watching this, close your eyes for just 3 seconds and listen. Unless you are deep in a remote wilderness, you heard something. The hum of a refrigerator, the distant drone of a highway, the buzz of an air conditioner, the notification chime of a phone. We live in a world wrapped in a permanent blanket of synthetic sound. We call it background noise, and we don't think twice about it. But for 99.9% of human history, that hum didn't exist. Before the Industrial Revolution, the world was quiet. Not just quiet, profoundly, anciently silent. For over 300,000 years, every single one of your ancestors lived in a world where the loudest thing they would ever hear was a crack of thunder, a roaring waterfall, or the cry of an animal. Most of their lives were spent in a sonic landscape so pristine that you could hear a dry leaf drop from 50 yards away. Modern humans almost never experience this. We have flooded our world with a relentless, invisible ocean of noise. So what happens to a species designed for total silence when you suddenly turn the volume up on their entire planet? The answer changes everything we think we know about stress, creativity, and why your brain never seems to stop racing. Let's go back. To understand what we lost, we have to understand what our ears were actually built for. To our ancestors, silence wasn't empty, it was information. Our hearing is our only 360-degree surveillance system. It doesn't turn off when we sleep. For hundreds of thousands of years, survival depended on the absolute purity of the acoustic environment. If the birds suddenly stopped chirping, it meant a predator was near. If a twig snapped in the distance, it was a matter of life or death. Because of this, human biology evolved to treat silence as the ultimate signal of safety. When the environment was truly quiet, the nervous system could finally drop its guard. The brain could relax. But then, historically speaking, we flipped a switch. In the late 1700s, the Industrial Revolution arrived, and with it, the Great Loudening. Steam engines, textile mills, factories, and later the internal combustion engine. For the first time in history, humans created sounds that did not belong to nature, sounds that didn't stop when the sun went down. Today, scientists refer to this as anthropophony, human-made sound. And it is doing something terrifying to our bodies that we are only just beginning to measure. In 2011, the World Health Organization released a landmark study looking at noise pollution in Europe. They came to a shocking conclusion. Chronic environmental noise, the kind most city dwellers live with every day, is a plague causing thousands of cases of heart disease, cognitive impairment, and premature death every year. But how can sound kill you? Because your ancient brain is still playing by the old rules. When your ears pick up the low-frequency drone of traffic or the hum of an office ventilation system, your amygdala, the brain's alarm center, interprets it as a potential threat. It doesn't matter if you think you're used to it. Your subconscious mind thinks a predator is lurking. Your brain signals your body to release cortisol and adrenaline. Your blood pressure rises, your heart rate increases. Modern humans are living in a perpetual state of low-grade, auditory flight or fight. We are drowning in sound and our bodies are screaming for a break. But here is where the story takes a fascinating turn. Science recently stumbled upon what happens when you actually give the brain what it evolved for. In 2013, a biologist named Imke Kirsta was running an experiment at Duke University. She was testing how different sounds affected the brains of mice. She played them 4 different types of auditory stimuli: music, baby mouse calls, white noise, and total silence. Silence was supposed to be the control group, the blank baseline. But when Kirsty looked at the results, she found something totally unexpected. None of the sounds had much of a lasting impact. But when the mice were exposed to 2 hours of total silence every day, something incredible happened. They started growing brand new brain cells, specifically in the hippocampus, the region of the brain responsible for memory, learning, and emotion. Silence wasn't just the absence of noise. Silence was a physical catalyst for neurological growth. When the noise stops, the brain doesn't shut down. It turns inward. It enters what neuroscientists call the default mode network. This is the state where the brain consolidates memories, processes emotions, connects distant ideas and sparks deep creativity. Every great breakthrough in human history, from Newton's gravity under the apple tree to the profound philosophies of ancient thinkers, didn't happen in a crowded, noisy room. It happened in the quiet. We have traded our quiet world for a loud one, and just like we did with darkness, we thought it was progress. We built cities that never sleep and technology that never stays quiet, and now we are realizing what we lost. Today, silence has become one of the most expensive commodities on Earth. Wealthy people pay thousands of dollars to go to silent retreats in remote deserts or monasteries. High-end real estate is now priced based on acoustic isolation, how well a home can keep the modern world out. We are desperately trying to buy back what our ancestors had for free every single day. So what if the restlessness you feel at the end of the day isn't just stress from your job or your life? What if it's your brain malfunctioning under the weight of a noise it was never built to handle? What if your mind is just begging for a moment of nothing? The next time you find yourself alone, resist the urge to put on a podcast, turn on the TV, or play music in the background. Just sit there. Let the world go quiet. Because for 300,000 years, that silence is where we found our peace, our ideas, and our humanity. We traded all of that for a world that never shuts up, and most of us never even knew it was gone.